What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your latest version of the instant reaction with the Bianconeri Zone following the match that was Juventus. I guess you could say lucky to pull out a draw against Bologna at home in a magnificent day in which Del Piero returns to Juventus in the Allianz Stadium, and that's the performance they laid with him. With me today, as always, is my guy Aleandro. How you doing, sir?
Great.
Okay, well, I was about to
I needed
say.
to change good. I needed to change good, so great.
Okay, that's not it. I was about to say I'm not gonna let you do this on the channel today. Not just the I'm great, I'm the one word answer thing. I know it, but what I'm not gonna let you get away with is I know you have more passion in you right now and frustrations or whatever it is, and I want you to let it out today. Because I saw you working your Twitter thumbs. Your Twitter thumbs are getting a workout during the game, and I know you have feelings about this game. I think what I said with Julian, if you hadn't already, make sure you tune in whenever Julian and his cousin Luca, and maybe some other people will join in the future, do these watch-alongs. They're a lot of fun to hang out and experience the game with side by side with them. But you, focused on you right now, focused on you and your experience in this game. I just think what I told people is I was just going to put a quarter in the Aleandro machine and just let him go. So I'm going to let you go. Juventus draw 1-1 with Bologna. Alessandro Del Piero's return to Allianz Stadium, and this is what he is treated to. Go.
Yeah, it's a good thing he came back because that was the only fun thing about today. It was a shit show. Like it was bad. It was awful. Um, we like. I don't want to say I'm right because I'm not right probably. But we said it on the channel and people were saying, "Oh, you're negative even after a win," because I knew this is the club. This is the team. Like we won last week against Cagliari, and we came on, and I said it was shit, and people were DMing me on the comments, also saying, "Oh, you're negative." I'm like, no, we stole that game. We shouldn't have won that game. We won that game. Great. Today we stole it again. Like we didn't deserve anything out of that game, not at all. Like it was just two red cards. It was a freak of thing. I don't know. Like, what happened was madness. It was madness, and we got the goal. But if we lost that game, I will not come on that show here and say we deserve the point. For what? For Danilo hitting the post after a corner? We created nothing. We create absolutely nothing. We have no style of play. And again, defending is not a style of play. The way we defend, the way we set up, it's not a style of play. Atletico Simeone, that's a style of play. It's ugly, but it's a style of play. We don't have a style of play. So I said that last week, and people say, "Oh, but you can't moan after a win." Yes, you can. We're fighting for our lives for top four. You can moan. It's not that we are winning, competing for the champions, for a title, and you win a game away to Cagliari like that, and you will say, "I'll take it," you know. But we're not. It's the entire season. Like I cannot pick one player out of that game and say, oh, "You did your job." They were all crap. Like,
The
everything
closest
was crap.
Yeah, the closest one I
And
was going to
people
say
were
that played all
blaming.
right, at least for the first time, was Danilo. But that was about it. And he, even then in the
I
second
will
half.
go to Danilo. I will go to
Yeah.
Danilo. But the only player, and no, I saw people saying, "Oh, Vlahovic is having shit games again." Look how we play. Look what he needs. Like, look what he gets. He was shooting from weird positions. He was kicking the ball out of the stadium. I was like, I don't blame him. He's frustrating. I would do the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
he came to pick up the ball at the at the circle in midfield to create his own chances. Is that normal? That's not normal. That's not even normal playing for Genoa or Cagliari being a striker. It's not normal. It was bad. It was just bad. 1 point, which is it's I don't know how do I need to put it? Like 1 point. I saw a journalist saying it's a good point in the race for top four. Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
How was that at home against Bologna? How can you call that a good point?
The
If
only.
Lazio win today, if
Yeah.
Lazio win today, it's 5 points. If Roma win today, Monday away to Napoli, which is possible, you never know. You're in a You're in a top four race for not beating Bologna at home. They have four wins since December. Four since December. They were on their way to winning a game at the stadium.
Yeah, I think the only way that point was a good point, if you want to say that, is if you're just setting the bar, you're moving the bar halfway through the game because it felt like Juventus were going to lose that match, and it's just like you got a point out of it. That's not a positive to me. I don't take it as a positive. Juventus should. Bologna is the team that you should run all over. You shouldn't have an issue with Bologna. You should not have to rely on getting 2 late red cards on their team and then to have 9 players play 9v11 and then to try to, win that game that way. That shouldn't even be, it shouldn't be I wouldn't say a possibility, but it shouldn't be something that Juventus really needed to end up getting an equalizing goal. There's a lot of different ways we could go about this match, and there's a lot of things I would talk about. I think Vlahovic, I think I'm somewhere in the middle where, I don't put it all on Vlahovic, but I do kind of, for the money Juve's paying for him, for the other aspects when it comes to him, I kind of hold him to. It's not exactly fair, but I was crushing Ronaldo, and I think Vlahovic needs to be held to a similar esteem.
Ronaldo was getting the ball. He was getting that ball consistently. He's not getting it, and he's not getting it into the box. That's the issue. He is not getting balls in the box. And what he's getting in the box is not even close. Like, he needs to still beat 1-2 players before he can take a shot. That's not okay. Like, you can be Lewandowski, you can be Benzema. Look at Benzema, the goals he scored. He gets that ball into the box. He gets that ball in the box. Again, movement, that's all. Okay, I get that. But this is not movement. I'm sorry. Like, this is not movement. Up to that final 10 minutes, the crosses were abysmal. Like, they were, like, the corners, I think someone can make a 10-minute compilations of the crosses we made today, and they all went into the stands. It was that bad. Like, not even that. Like, the bare minimum. Like, not even basic things are going your way. Then you have an issue, a big issue.
I think the way that I kind of went into this game and what I walked away from this game feeling is last week. We all said after. Or actually, really, it's after the Inter match. After Juventus lost to Inter, however that happened, I think we walked away just saying, season's over, it's done. There's nothing to play for. And then we get to this match here, and the performance, the outcome, and the way they played. First off, I think the team felt the exact same way. There's nothing else to play for. The season's over. The problem is when Juventus plays like that, the season gets something to play for once again because fourth is going to be in the balance. It's if they play like this against Bologna, what says they're going to be a Fiorentina team that looks pretty damn good when they're playing against better competition.
I think you or Julian said it's done a few weeks ago. I don't know who it was.
It was me being a jackass. It was. I'm sure it was me saying it's
secure. Like I said, it's not this team. It's not done. Like even if they need 1 point out of 6, it's still not done with this team. So it's not done. Look at that today. Just look at that. We created absolutely nothing up to that Vlahovic goal. Nothing. Like absolutely nothing. It's actually shocking. It's just shocking.
No, and after that Vlahovic goal, I was really hopeful. I was like, there's 2 minutes. They got 9 players. They can come up with something. There's some way that they can work this in. And then just the attempts. I mean, it was a full systems failure today. I mean, I've said that so many times this season that it's sad that, I find a new definition for it each and every game that Juventus plays. It feels like almost at this point. When I look at the actual, I don't know how I'm going to do the ratings later. I have no clue. It's just everybody was crap. And I feel like that's what I'm going to do. Just everybody sucked. I don't even know.
The only player who survived was Danilo. It wasn't great. But Danilo is not a midfielder, first of all. He isn't. So I'm not blaming him. It's Allegri. That's one. Zakaria was not fit. I get it. Not really. Miretti had a knock in training. Okay. But you waited very long to make a change. That being said, Danilo did his thing, what he could do, but he was trying to make movements happen. I don't know. Maybe me and Julian will use that in the podcast. He was trying to make movements happen, but nobody understood what he was trying to do, and it was shocking. Because Rabiot and Quadrado were just moving away, and he was looking like, no, guys, someone needs to come in. Someone. And they keep doing the same, and at some point in the first half, he was yelling at them. Because he was like, you're running away from me. Why? Like, why? I don't get it. So, again, if you line up in a 4-3-3 with two players in midfield who are not midfielders, then the chances are high that that's what you're going to get. That's one. Yeah. And the second one, I'll say it now. In training, I think the players turn up. They play some 5-a-side games, kicking on goal, and they go home. That's what they do. I think they eat together, they laugh, they may play some Uno, and they go straight goal because there's nothing. There's no pattern of play. Absolutely not. No movements. And now without McKennie, it's even more obvious because he was the only guy making those runs.
Mm-hmm.
There was absolutely nothing. Like nothing. It's all static. And my dad said, just play it forward. I'm like, to who? Like it's all they like. I don't know who it was. I think it was Bonucci. He had the ball and he was moving from left to right. And you look at the squad and they were just moving with him. And Bologna was like, great, we do the same. Right to left. Nobody decided, you know what? I'm going to break. I'm going to make a run vertical. It frees up space. The Bologna player needs to follow me. Something like that. No, it's all the same thing. Left to right, left to right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to win in many games doing that. I'm sorry.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? I think about it. It kind of reminds me of it. Obviously, I know this is another sport that maybe you don't have a lot of experience playing, but like in basketball, whenever a guy who knew, like you knew your competition, like even if it wasn't that good, but at the same time you felt like your competition probably was going to beat you, so you just kind of hid behind a defender most of the time instead of getting open, instead of being available for a pass. You'd rather just kind of like lay out there and just let him do his thing, just to see if somebody else can do something. Then maybe you'll step up when you get a chance. And that's what I kind of get a feel from this whole team. There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of guys who feel like they can beat their guy, and which is embarrassing to say for a team that's getting paid as much as they get paid, and that is a Juventus first team against Bologna, against whatever you have.
Really quickly, when Quadrado, who is on decline, is your main attacking focus point, he's the main man, you have an issue as a club. So, like, Dybala checked out. I don't blame him. He checked out. Like, it's kind of, to be honest, I'm going to say it's pointless to play him at this point. It's pointless. He checked out. He doesn't care. Do I blame him? Not at all. Probably would do the same. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But he checked out. It's pointless to have him on that pitch because he doesn't really care.
Yeah, that was a peak conversation during the watch along that Julian was saying, and that was something that I've thought about too in the back of my head. These players that know that Arriva Bene, and I give him credit because I like that he's so upfront and just kind of lays it out there, like your time's done, it is what it is. He doesn't mess around. Problem is with that is these are players that even though Dybala, I mean he's not young anymore when it comes to playing for Juventus or just playing at all, but he's still young in the absence of he can still be a little bit immature probably, especially when things don't go your way, when you want to get a renewal, when you want this money and this man's saying no to it. So part of me wondered, like as soon as that happens, as soon as you decide you're moving on from Dybala, one, obviously, why do you play him for the rest of the season? Because you need to go with something that'll develop for next season. Playing him doesn't really help. And then two, why would he... I'm not saying he's throwing a game. When I say throwing a game, I mean more like the player's going out there and he's not actively trying to score. He's not trying to win you the game. If something comes to him, maybe he'll take a shot or whatever, but he's not doing anything, anything to excite you, anything to really change the flow of the match. Is that kind of where you're getting? Or are you thinking like, because at the same time, another guy, Bernardeschi, if he doesn't really have a future, why is he playing? And also, why is he playing, period? But at the same time, so you go down this list and it's like, at this point, Juventus need to be developing something. And I once again, 2.5 years in, or, that I've been saying the same thing of I don't see a project being developed.
No, I don't see it. Like, I see it with the players now coming in and we're being linked with, but at the moment, there's nothing out there. And like you said, like, we have no one else. He brings on Bernardeschi, like a coach who respects himself and watches Bernardeschi play. Says, "Screw it. You're not playing with under 23s. You have a goal." Because I've watched Bernardeschi. He offers nothing, and Allegri is saying, "Oh, experience." Well, I don't care. Like he cannot be this man. He cannot put in a cross. He cannot do anything. So what does experience do? You tell me.
Quick question for you. I saw, and maybe I was wrong. Moretti was dressed for this game, right?
Yeah.
Why not give him a chance? Your midfield's depleted. Why not give him a chance? Well, I mean, we know the answer. Why not give a chance? It's Allegri.
Yeah.
That's the reason. But like, this is the opportunity. Like everything's melting. These guys aren't getting anything done. Guys are injured. Guys are out. Play Moretti. Give him a chance. Throw him out there. Okay, and then I guess kind of what I want to move on to a little bit is just kind of like, this goes into what we're talking about. So who do you blame for today's match? Is it Allegri? Is it his?
Allegri. Allegri. It's 100% Allegri. It's mid April. You still have no style of play. There's absolutely nothing. The team looks not interested, in my opinion. It looks very slow. It was 75 minutes. We were kicking the ball around at the back. We needed 2 goals. We were just passing it around at the back. That is a signal of the players having no clue what to do. They have actually no idea what they need to do. They're just kicking it around, hoping Colorado beats his man, puts in the ball in, and somebody's at the end of it. That's what we are doing now. That's how we play. So that's on Allegri. That's on Allegri. That's coaching. That's pure coaching. You cannot send out 11 players out there and tell them you figure it out, because they're all gonna do something different, and that's what that's what it looks like at the moment.
Here's my question to go off of that. So this is kind of where I'm kind of like maybe more positioning you towards the question I'm trying to get to. And it may be preposterous to even ask this question, and I think it is. But at the same time, I know it's a common theme. People yell from the rooftops and are screaming about this all the time, upset and wanting to hear about it. We are under the belief that nothing's going to happen. But, I mean, if Juve lose out on top 4, is Allegri still here?
He's here, 100%.
Does it change at all? Does any of that percentage change?
No.
Yeah.
No chance. Nearly is not going to sack him. No chance.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. To me, that's I'm not that I'm not saying that I'm championing Allegri, but I for just transparency.
I said it.
You have to have some kind of consistency for more than 1 year at a time.
If we didn't sack 3 coaches before, him included, he would have been gone at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But it's now the 4th time. The club is not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
It would be partly insane to do it. You just can't keep, like the smart thing probably would have been just to keep Piero for another year, see how it works out. But we're already past that.
I get not winning the title. I get that. But this, you're fighting for your life to get in the top 4. It's not okay. I don't even, how do you want to say it? Look forward to watch the game anymore. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
It's a chore.
Usually, it's not that over the last 10 years we played fantastic football year now. We didn't. But it was actually okay. They're gonna give it all, and if they lose, even when they lost the game, I'm like, they gave it all. Most of the time, it was like, they were the better team. Yeah. We need to sit down and move on. But now it's like, even the games we win, we're like, how did we even win this game?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, and that's the thing too. Just not me over here, guy who's doing a channel with the microphone, whatever, complaining about doing it. But at the same time, what we're doing here should be fun. This should not be a chore. Talking about a game, even after the losses, should be something that we enjoy to a point because we're passionate, because we enjoy it. Like, this should be something that we're not, I hate to talk about it, but yeah, so at some point, Juventus has kind of made it a little bit more of work than it really should be. And that's unfortunate, especially, these matches against Bologna. It's inexcusable dropping points against Bologna. It's not like I'm not talking about Inter. I'm not even talking about Roma, Lazio, whatever, Fiorentina. I'm talking about freaking Bologna. Okay. So, we said what there. I'm trying to get to the other aspects, really, of the match. I mean, there wasn't a lot to say, like, from a specific player perspective. I mean, do you have anything that stuck out to you that you would say, if we're going to go into the, most valuable, least valuable player, that you can really pick out? Or is it just, to me, it's a team effort. The team sucked as a whole.
Danilo kind of survived. Quadrado was awful. Dybala was awful. De Ligt made a horrible mistake at the back. He's injured. It doesn't look good. I think he's going to miss a few games, and there aren't many games left.
Yep.
Pellegrini was horrendous. He was getting cooked by Orsolini in that first half. He was bad. Rabiot, I didn't even know he was on that pitch.
Rabiot. For some reason, early in the second half, something was like, maybe this is the match that Rabiot comes out of nowhere with a big goal, and that's where we whatever. Of course not. But I had a feeling maybe it could have been. But yeah, otherwise, Rabiot, for the most part, he always has. He's the player. Bentancur was the other one that wasn't. That is anonymous during games. Like, you can forget that he's there a lot.
Yeah. So Morata was horrendous. Vlahovic wasn't good at all. He got the goal. But he wasn't good. Not all his fault. I'm not gonna lie. It's not all his fault. He was playing right wing at some point. I was like, the hell is happening over here? The subs pointless. So actually, like even Bonucci came on and he was bad. Like he was giving the ball away.
Yeah.
Bernardeschi, it's useless. Keane, useless. Like the subs, they have no impact. Like when I'm not even yelling at the TV saying make a subs because I know
Yeah.
it's pointless. They're not gonna have an impact or subs. They're not gonna have an impact. So I'm like, I don't care. Just I don't finish. Like Zakaria came on, it didn't change the game. Not that I'm looking at Zakaria to change the game. But yeah.
No, but I was hopeful that, especially, I mean, maybe it was not want to say fool's gold, but kind of that very first match, all the fireworks that came on with Zakaria and Vlahovic together, playing together, each scoring a goal, the very first game, that they came back joining Juventus.
Yeah.
And then now we're having, obviously he's coming off an injury, he's got these issues, but at the same time, hoping to see a little bit more of a spark there from Zakaria. Maybe once you get other guys in, once you have Locatelli wasn't out there, right? Is he injured?
No, he's out.
Okay, I thought he was injured. Yeah.
He's struggling with fitness issues. Zakaria at the moment, ever since his injury, so it's not going to be 100%, and you can see that. But yeah, like this was one of the easiest games. You have Sassuolo away in the weekend. That's not easy. I know they lost it away to Cagliari, but that's not easy.
No, they're never an easy club for Juve.
You have Venezia. No, excuse me. I think you have Sassuolo away. Then you have Venezia away, Genoa away. We're fighting for their life. Maybe at that point it's done. They're not going to make it. Who knows? And then you have Fiorentina and Lazio at the end of the year, and you're fighting. It's not okay. And they're breathing down your neck.
Yeah, you've got.
You needed to win out. If you won out until the last two games, I don't think Roma was going to win out until that point. You were in, and you had easy games, doable games. Now, pressure is on.
Yeah. You drop points to Venezia. Lazio, you dropped points to earlier. I think you always kind of do with them for some reason. Oh wait, did we not? Did we not tie with? Or was that? I'm thinking last season.
Bonucci twice on a penalty.
Oh, you're right. Good point. Yeah. Well, it's still their games. Yeah, nothing except for hopefully the Genoa game. Do you know that you're going to win? So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I don't believe we're going to wait to Genoa. It's going to be easy.
Oh, that's true because they've kind of at least drawn. They had a streak there for a while once their new coach took over. So
we stink away to Genoa.
So okay. So I mean, are you predicting at the end of the season that we're not top four?
This coming weekend, I can tell you. If you don't win, I'm going to say we're out. If you don't win away to Sassuolo, you're out. You're not going to make it.
Well, the reason I asked that, so that complicates things. Obviously, that would be a big factor in a lot of things. The Mercato, what players are going to want to come play for a non-Champions League team. Yeah. So we'll have a lot to talk about. Everything we've been talking about for the last couple months, all the pretty consistent rumors could die down pretty quick, depending on how the season plays out, which I did not expect myself to be saying, just a couple weeks ago. I thought they'd be able to coast it out at least a little bit too.
Also, Fiorentina have a game in hand.
Yep.
Well, they have a game in hand. I don't know who that is. I think it was it Udinese? I think it was Udinese at home. They have a game in hand, so that's a win. And if they win that game in hand, I think they go 4 points from us, and we need to go to there. It's a shit show. It's an absolute shit show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough end of the season there to figure out how this plays out, what all happens. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about this. I want to get your thoughts. We talked about the game, we talked about everything that went along with it, but I mentioned earlier about obviously this is Del Piero's return to Juve since all the issues and everything that's been going on. Your thoughts on that? Obviously, unfortunate that it wasn't a celebratory environment. What's your take? What's your take on him coming back today of all games?
I have no idea. I think it will leak out what the purpose was of that. But he was training at the training center with kids. That usually doesn't happen. Let's see. There's no reports that he patched things up with an alien. I think he will never do, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't, because he was disrespected by someone who thought he was bigger than the club. Just because he owns the club, that's not how football works. Like, fans will love a player over the owner every day of the week. Like, They're on the pitch. You're in the, I don't know where you are, in a private box. Like, it's not that deep. It was childish what he did. I don't know what happened. Like, I hope something comes out in terms of, so we can have a clear view on it. But for now, it's weird. It's actually kind of weird.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know, and I'd be hopeful just to see if there was any kind of interaction between the two parties. If it's not, and it just remains, it's interesting enough just to see him return. I'm sure that means, obviously, it means a lot to the Juventus faithful, for the fans to see him there after 11 years now. Since the last time he was there, so it definitely mean a lot. Hopefully, there'll be some ways, and hopefully, Agnelli does something, to better his relationship with Del Piero, so that way Del Piero and Juventus can be, like that once again. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about it more, I'm sure, throughout the week on our other lives and stuff that we have coverage for you guys. Anyway, so we just we basically said everybody was the least valuable player. Danilo maybe was the one that was not as terrible, right? That's how I usually wrap it up on. We'll just say that. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right, guys. That'll do it for today's episode or instant reaction for the Juventus Bologna 1-1 draw that we all witnessed and suffered through today. Actually, let me throw this on the screen real quick before, so I don't forget to do it. If you guys haven't already, consider joining the member squad. You got a lot of cool benefits there. We just upgraded to where you can do a club level, a lounge level, and a premium level. With the club, you get loyalty badges, emojis, and Discord members chat. You get the same with the lounge, but with the lounge, you get a monthly wallpaper. And then, of course, at the premium level, not only do you get all that, you get access to it. You can jump on the lives, hang out with us, talk Juve, talk how you feel about the Bologna game, and let everybody hear it. Get that off your chest. But also, you can get a chance, a priority on the giveaways that we do here on the channel. You get a 5 times bonus chance than anybody else would to get a chance to win something really cool. Juventus or eventually Bianconeri's own merch there. So make sure you consider doing it. Like I said, if you go to Starbucks or anything like that, the $5 a month is cheaper than a cup of coffee. So just consider doing that and becoming a member today. We appreciate it. Everybody that already are members, and it's thanks to them that we're able to bring you all the content that we do each and every day. Anyway, guys, if you haven't already, please like the video, hit the like button. It really helps our channel to continue to grow, and with the algorithm, just help with that, right? Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. If you haven't already, make sure you follow bianconerizone at bianconerizone on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Make sure you follow my guy Aleandro at AleandroBZ on Twitter. You can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.